This is a short recap of round 13, Grischuk win against Giri, meaning Giri is out and Nepomiatchi is qualifying for the World Championship. Grischuk is white in this position and he has targets here. Now black has to react, but Giri trying to get some counterplay, attacking with f5, but this move is not the best and Grischuk went for it. Now 96 played, white to play, and here the killer move, he takes f5. So that's a piece sacrifice. Black can get the knight here, but check, king f8 played, and f6 will be very strong with queen g7 checkmate. Now you can give a check here, the king hides, check, check, and black runs out of check, and queen g7 checkmate is still a threat. So when you're here, you could also try to do rook b7 to cover g7, but then rook h5 threatening rook h8. Now you can still give a check. Again, come back here. You can try to cover here, but this is completely winning for white, because here you have rook g5 threatening rook g7. So conclusion, this is a winning move and black cannot take on e3. So g takes f5 is forced, played by Giri, and here Grischuk went for simplification. He didn't have to, by the way. In this position, he could also play knight f5, and then if black takes, you have your rook on d6. He was running low on time. I'll show a picture of the clock situation around that time. Next, and he played rook d6 here, trying to simplify. Now, if you take here on d6, you have a winning position, because the knight goes here, you do rook g5, and you take on h5, you have a winning endgame. So in this position, Giri retreated, rook e8, they played a couple of moves. And here Giri, that his plan is to get some activity around the d5. So let's say if white is not careful, you can do take on b6, check, and next you have knight e5. Idea, knight f3, and rook h2, so that's some kind of counterplay. So instead of doing that and allowing rook d2, Grischuk played rook d5. And this is very strong, and they went for the endgame here. Let me show you how the game ended. And here, black resigned. This knight endgame is hopeless. Too many pawns on the king side, and white can also push the d pawn. So I'll finish this video recap with a few snapshots from the actual game, and thank you for watching.